Well, hello everybody, Nick Copper here with All American Manufacturing and Canvas Works. Today we're going to talk about some canvas that I got into the shop here. Some of it's a few items that I purchased, and the rest of it is on loan to me for to take a look at and get details and designs and help make my products better. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to start out with a couple items that I just recently purchased, and we'll go through the rest of them from there. So let's take a look. All right, first item we have here is a Ford windshield cover. Some of the details that make it a Ford is the type of tape used, herringbone tape, the upside down fasteners, where Willys, the studs are facing up, so this portion would have been on the bottom. Fords were upside down. It's overall in pretty good shape. A little dirty. We'll clean it up, but it fits the windshield just fine. This will go great with the 43 Ford that's in the shop that I have here. All original buttons on the fastener still work. So that's good. This is kind of an interesting top. Typically, like in new construction that you see, your bias binding is one continuous piece that goes around. Well, this one, kind of just shows that it didn't really matter during construction. Use what you have, use up the materials that you have. So this piece right here, as you can see, it starts here, and this one goes almost all the way around, except over the corner, or the rounded radius here, is another piece. And then stopping here and going all the way to here is another piece. So they just kind of pieced it together to finish the binding, and you start looking at other details. It's not about how pretty it looks, but it's about getting the job done. So sometimes there might be some overstitching where they might have missed and had to come back and redo it. But overall, it's together, it works, the job is getting done. Kind of a cool thing on the inside of it here, just to kind of list a little detail when it comes to construction, is you can still see the chalk line from where they drew that out so they could have a line to follow to sew this reinforcement piece together. Next items that I recently purchased are these Ford headlight covers. Overall, it's pretty much the design that you should see out there. 4-piece with the round center. Construction details that make this one a little bit different than the other set that I have is Ford's use of a chain stitch machine. That's the first time I've seen that on Ford products. I haven't seen a lot of their canvas, but compared to what Willys used the chain stitch for, I haven't seen it on Ford stuff. So that's kind of a cool little detail that you don't see normally. And again, it's on all, just those edges. Nowhere else did they use the chain stitch. So that's kind of cool. Again, they're in overall really good shape. Again, another good addition to the Ford here in the shop. All right, the first loaner item here is an early MB front seat cushion. Again, some of the details that we know that it's a Willys versus a Ford is if you look at the stitching here, this is on the side panel, not on the top. Willys side stitched most of their cushions, where Ford top stitched. So this exposed stitching would have been on the top panel versus the side piece. So what we're looking at is where the tab would have been. So this is the front of the cushion. Zipper there to there. So it would have closed over there and opened around to here. Biggest thing for me on these loaner pieces is details, construction details. You know, I don't have Willys drawings, or almost impossible to find or to obtain from those that do have them. So unlike the Fords, I do have some of the drawings for some of the Ford stuff, but there's not all the time did they follow the drawings, or there might have been updates that didn't make it to the drawings, or changes that didn't make it to the drawings. And so having originals to compare to the drawings to make products is a good thing to have. I mean, I can design everything off the drawings, but at the end of the day, it may not be exactly what they did during production. So my goal is to have the most authentic and realistic to what they produced during the war. So having this in hand is great. There's the way things are stitched, or how pieces were put together that aren't shown on drawings. Now I have the ability to see what that is. This one's a little bit rough shape. It's missing the padding material that would have been on the inside. It would have been, I believe, like a latex foam or rubberized material. But I'd like to be able to confirm that for sure. So sadly, this one doesn't have it. One of the cool little details, a question that's been asked a few times and I haven't been able to confirm, is the leather pull tab was used on the early MBs. Willys definitely did switch away from leather later on and went to a cloth style pull, and that was seen definitely on the next series of seat cushions, which would have been the Spring series. But again, really cool to see this. I'm very happy to be able to at least have an original in hand here to get those details off of, to pull with the information I need before I send it back to the owner. So I do appreciate that. Just a few more little looks at what the inside pocket area would have been. So you can see this stitched area up here. This is the bottom of where the padding material would have been in. So you're looking at the bottom of this piece here. All right, and this next one is another really cool item to have in the shop. We're going to go back a little bit farther than the early MB and go to the MA Jeeps. This is a front, again, another front seat bottom, and you can quickly see the construction details are completely different than what an early MB seat cushion is. This is just a simple filled seat cushion that's completely sewn together. There's no zippers, no pockets, just about a 2-inch thick cushion. This has, it was cut open, so you can kind of see looks like the latex foam material. So this is what I believe is what would have been in the early MBs also. So I've made a set of MA cushions for a customer based off of drawings given to me that I believe were taken off of some early reproduction seat cushions. So having this original now, I can modify those drawings of this seat cushion to better fit what an actual original would have been. And there's already, I can tell, some different construction details that I did not do in those that set that I made. So it's kind of interesting how, again, here you can see it's side stitched, not top stitched. So that is indicates a Willys made seat cushion. So it's kind of a cool little thing to see. The tab is integrated into the top panel as it rolls over, and then it's folded over on itself to produce this tab. So that's kind of cool. You can definitely see the indents of the MA seat pan. Your fuel cap would have been, I believe, right there, or the cutout for it. So again, another really cool item to have in the shop. It's not something I get to keep, but I am grateful that people are willing to send me their original items so that I can make better products for you. Now, this item is really interesting. It was not something I was expecting to get. It wasn't something that was on my radar right now, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity for this specific cushion. This here is a Ford GPA seat back cushion. So it's actually made of leather. You can see here, this is actual leather that is green on the outside. So you can kind of see some details of it here. You can notice how this is top stitched. It's not side stitched like we would see that we've seen on the Willys. The overall construction of it, design, is exactly the same as a regular Ford GPW top seat cushions. It's got your 3 tabs that you would see on it. So the construction is the same. The fill material for a Ford seat cushion is exactly the same. And well, you can also tell that this came off of a Ford vehicle, as you can still see that F's there that was on the seat pan that has made its way into the back of the leather seat cushion here. So this is really cool to see. You know, I've read about construction details, but I've never actually seen one. So I would love to see what the seat cushion looks like. I was told that it was, you know, designed as a life preserver. So I don't know if it's leather. I've read that it's been made of other material. So it'd be really interesting if somebody had pictures or information on a GPA seat cushion. Love to take a look at that. And here's a cool little find that I found recently while doing some research on springs made for the Ford and GPW or Ford and Willys seats during World War II. This tool tag for the Universal Wire Spring Company, which for people who don't know is the company that made seat springs for both Willys and Ford during World War II for the Jeeps, and they continue to make springs for Willys post-war into the CJ series. But I was told you this is a tool tag. What it was used for, I don't know exactly. But I found the one, and then immediately after that, I found the matching set. So we had a total of 3 more. So it's kind of a cool little find, kind of a memento to add to the wall here in the shop. Definitely not something I'll be using. I don't know what I would use them for, but it's kind of cool to have this piece of history. You know, these tags were used by the company for a specific tool to be checked in and out, and now I can add it to my wall here to hang over the shop while I produce springs for the customers. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. This is something that you want to see more of. Please leave a comment below if there's other things that you want to see that we do here in the shop, or you know, any other ideas. Let me know. I'd love to incorporate more things into these videos for people to kind of see what this is all about. So again, thanks for watching.